For the third section of the EVO channel, we're going to talk about compression. We wanted the compressor to be extremely simple and efficient, with 5 principal settings: the threshold, the ratio, the attack time, the release, and the famous mode button that allows us to pass between completely different fields. We've selected 9 different modes. The first being the start mode, which enables us to bring everything back to 0 and find a starting point. Simple and efficient to use. The second is the kick snare mode. That enables us to really optimize the kick and the snare sound. The third is the overhead mode. The fourth is for the drum bus to compress the full kit. The fifth is for the bass, the sixth for the acoustic guitar, the seventh for the piano, the eighth for the vocals, very important of course, and the ninth for the entire mix. Each time we click the mode button, you will see a change in the EVO compressor's settings. As well as all that, we have a gain function that is for the most part interactive, because the compressor modes, depending on their function, are usually used in feedback mode. So the output gain interacts with the level of compression. Then, obviously very important, the wet-dry function that enables parallel compression, should we wish to use it. For me, it's quite often the case that I'll use it heavily on drum mixes and generally everything that's stem-based. So I'll play you an example of this in action on a bass guitar. Keeping in mind obviously that it's already equalized. I've already added a little bit of drive so that the compressor carries out the accumulation of the work of the entry level that I've already set, the level of the drive, and finally the equalization working upstream from the compressor. It's a tool that's really easy to use. Obviously you can easily adjust each parameter to your taste. Most of the time, the optimization of the parameters only requires adjusting the threshold or the output level, or perhaps the level of compression, but you'll obtain results very quickly and very efficiently. What sets this apart from other compressors is the mode function, because behind the mode functions lie a multitude of settings that are not accessible but enable optimal efficiency when in use. For a kick, for a snare, or for a drum bus, for a mix, etc. All these parameters that are visible on the facade of the plugin seem simple, but they change a plethora of parameters within the EVO channel, parameters that are very important. This has enabled us to give character traits to each mode. And of course, we can come back to the factory settings by holding down the Alt key when clicking on each parameter. But each time that you move a parameter, for example, a parameter in the drum bus, it will stay in the memory. You can also save your settings and create your own parameters and your own banks from there. To conclude, with the minimum amount of settings, therefore with the modes, we can change a maximum amount of parameters behind the scenes, and we can achieve exceptional results. We began with an algorithm that Flux had already created beforehand, and then we took it further. But what's really important to know is that the main character of this compressor is its sonic quality. It really has an absolutely incredible sound. For example, I use it on vocals because it's incredible how it maintains the vocal without giving the impression that it's been compressed, and yet it cuts right through the mix. It's really extremely efficient.